The Toyota TOY44H. I want to go over all of the information that you need to know, plus I have a quick tip that you're going to find helpful. In the notes below, you're going to find a link to download the PDF document that has all of the information in this video compiled on one PDF document that you can use as a quick reference sheet. So the TOY44H is essentially a part of a family of keys, right? The TOY44D, the TOY44G, and then the TOY44H. Now, if you haven't watched the other videos on this, you want to make sure in the notes below that we'll put links there. You can watch them and make sure you're familiar, okay? Now, there's a lot of similarities between these keys, but there is one thing that is different, and that is the chip. All right, so that's something you really want to keep in mind when customers are calling you, wanting you to program Toyota keys. All right, you want to make sure that you understand the differences and what you know to look out for. Now, I want to do a quick recap and then we're going to get into it. All right, so when it comes to the three keys, as you see them here on the screen, they're all going to look the same: the D, the G, and the H. However, is what you want to do to look on an existing key is you're going to want to look for the little dimple, the little dot, all right? That's going to be for the D. And then the G and the H are both going to have those letters engraved on them, all right? So that's how you're going to be able to visually tell if a customer hands you an existing key, all right? That's how you're going to tell the difference. So when it comes to the H chip, Toyota started bringing them out in 2014, and believe it or not, they're actually still being used in 2021, although not as much, and I'm gonna explain that here in a second. So starting in about 2014, Toyota started putting push to start ignitions in instead of the key and lock cylinder, all right? So of course, those are gonna use prox remotes that customers are gonna keep in their pocket and hit the start button and start. However, up until now, even now I should say, you can get vehicles that have the option of an actual key cylinder ignition instead of the push to start. And is what I've found is that those vehicles that have the push to start, but for whatever reason that vehicle doesn't have them and they now have an actual key ignition cylinder, they're actually using that H chip. So what does this mean and why is it important? Essentially, it's this. If a customer were to call and they have a 2020 Toyota vehicle, and you ask them, does your ignition, do you push it to start it or do you actually put a key in it? Well, if they put a key in it, there's a very, very high probability, almost certain possibility that it's going to be the H chip. So that's how you're gonna know if you're gonna be working with a prox key or if you're gonna be working with a transponder key. So I hope that's helpful. That's a good rule of thumb. Like I said, it's more true than untrue. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about the chip. The TOY44H is gonna use the Texas Instruments 4D-74. It's the H chip. The difference in part numbers between the G chip and the H chip, all right, are very similar. The G chip is a -72 and the H is a -74, right? So they're very similar. As a matter of fact, you're gonna hear the H chip sometimes talked about as like the super chip. And essentially is what they mean is if the G chip started going to the gym, pumping a little bit of iron and became the best version of itself, that it turned into the H chip. All right, so that's essentially what's going on. It's just it's a better version of itself. The test key you're gonna use is gonna be the TR47. And like I've talked about in the other Toyota videos, this is a very popular key. You always wanna make sure you have a good amount on hand. And as far as the chipless key goes, you're gonna wanna use the JMA TP00-TOYO-15.P. And of course, this is the same chipless key as the other TOY44 keys, so you wanna make sure you stock up. Next up is the code series. It's gonna be the same code series as well. It's gonna be the 50,000 to 69,999. And when it comes to duplicating these keys, I've said it before and I really want to say it again. You want to make sure you master how to duplicate this keyway. It is so important because this keyway is used so much by Toyota. The sooner that you get it down and feel comfortable duplicating it, it's really going to make your life a little less stressful, all right? And remember, if you're struggling, you want to get the Ilco adapter that you can put onto the key that's going to help you duplicate them. Of course, I'll put that in the link in the notes below. Now, I want to play a little quick clip here showing how to duplicate the key. All right, so there you have it. All the information that you need to know about the TOY44H Toyota Transponder Key. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you include the hashtag LockBoss to automatically get entered in to win one of 5 free prizes we give away here on YouTube every Tuesday. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.